goes like ooh, yeah, yeah. And it goes like ooh, yeah, yeah. When I press play, all I hear is you. And it goes like ooh, yeah, yeah. When I press play, all I hear is you. Oh, every single song tells me.
While having a satellite speaker for your desk setup is nice, having a dedicated gaming soundbar is also a really nice thing to have, especially if your speaker comes with RGB lighting to add on to the cool factors. Right, so this speaker is sent over to me by Edifier Malaysia, and although these were sent over to me, no money has exchanged hands, and this review is based solely on my honest and unbiased opinion. The MG300 retails for a budget-friendly 169 Malaysian ringgit, but I do see that prices in Amazon is a little bit higher at around $55 US, so let's see if this speaker is what you're looking for your desk setup, and if you're interested in getting this speaker, please check out my links in the description below. So starting with the design, there are things that I like and some things that I don't quite like, and starting with the LEDs, I'm personally an RGB fan, so as long as they come with properly executed RGBs that don't look cheap, I'm into it. And in the case of the MG300, they really are nice. So at the front here, you're going to get a 3D metal mesh that runs across the entire front, and it has some angles to it and giving it a slightly edgy design. Very fitting for its intended use case. And at the front here, you're also going to get Edifier's branding here, as well as an LED indicator at the bottom that lights up in green if it's in USB mode and blue if it's in Bluetooth mode. And below the speaker here, you're going to get a wording says RGB light, which is, I don't know, pretty cool, I guess. So at the sides of the speaker, you're gonna get this RGB lighting setup all the way from the top to the sides to the bottom, right? So it lights up the entire side of the speaker. So if you put it on your desk, you do get some slight glow onto your desk. You can also easily change the design here by clicking on the LED button, and it will go from a flowing color design to solid colors that you can choose from to match your mood or maybe your desk setup. And at the top here, you're gonna get an array of buttons that we're gonna run through shortly. And behind the speaker is one thing that I don't really like about this speaker is that it comes with a built-in attached USB cable, and this would be an issue if your cable breaks in the future. You essentially need to replace the whole unit since there isn't any battery in the speaker and you need a cable to power up the speaker. So a simple Type-C connector would be better option here in my opinion. So at the bottom of the speaker, you're going to get very thick rubber feet to ensure that the speaker don't slide on your desk, and you can see these are actually pretty tall rubber feet. But then again, I don't know any speaker that would randomly start sliding on your desk without rubber feet, unless you live on a boat or something, but I think they should sit on your desk pretty nicely. So another area that I don't quite like about this speaker is the build quality, and the speaker comes with a very basic plastic housing, very scratchy plastic as well. And the seams at the front panel here really doesn't look that flattering. It's like it's casually glued onto the front. And looking at the build of the MF200 and the MP230, I think Edifier could have made this a little bit nicer looking. I'm not too sure I'm a big fan of this seam here. So in terms of the control, what you're going to get here is an array of silicone buttons, but honestly it feels like hard plastic, but they are very easy to figure out. So to power on the speaker, all you gotta do is press and hold on the power button and turn on or off the speaker, and if you tap it once, it's going to toggle you between USB mode, which is red color, or Bluetooth mode, which is blue color. So to play or pause media, press the play button, and if you tap it twice, it'll toggle you between music and gaming EQ. This doesn't reduce Bluetooth latency, it's more to tweaking the EQ only, so you get a slightly lower frequency signature when in gaming mode. Next to that, you're going to get the RGB button to toggle between the look and feel of the LEDs like I've showed you earlier. So if you just press it, then it will just swap between the different colors. And below that, you're going to get the volume rocker, so plus and minus, and you can also press and hold here to skip tracks forwards or backwards. So that's pretty much the control you get with this speaker. So volume of this speaker is not the loudest. If you use it in Bluetooth mode, a comfortable listening volume starts at 50% and it gets louder down the range. And at about 80% is loud but still okay, and anything above that is too loud. So if you use it through USB mode, it really depends on the setting of your PC and it does get quite loud. This speaker is not highly spec as well, very similar to the MF200, but this time around Edifier gives you a Bluetooth 5.3 and I presume it's more for gaming latency. So I guess that's what you get here. There is also no water resistant rating here, so this is not a speaker you bring outdoors with you in a power bank in the rain, so do take note of that. And the good thing about this speaker is that compared to the MF200s, is that it comes with a built-in microphone, so you can use them to communicate when gaming. Unlike the MS50A from Edifier that doesn't have any microphones, the MG300 does have microphones to listen to you. So sound quality with the MG300 isn't all too fancy, but one frequency I immediately hear when using this for the first time is the highs of this speaker. So when using it in music mode, the speaker goes into clarity overdrive and produces a very clean and bright sound signature. Again, bass with this speaker is also not too exciting since these are pretty small driver speakers and don't have the size or cabinet to drive deep bass. Fortunately, vocals are okay here. They are not the most amazing or impressive vocals, but good enough that music does sound decent on them. Highs is the star here for this speaker, and you can also hear the clarity with the speaker. Definitely no complaints that these are not bright enough. When in gaming mode, the change here is very subtle, but you can hear the Edifier attempts to bring down clarity just a tad bit and tries to boost the low end, but it's really nothing substantial. In my experience, they are 90% the same between the two different EQ modes.
Streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
So this is a test to see if the Edifier MG300 is a good speaker for making phone calls. So this is me speaking in a relatively quiet environment, and this is the call quality that you can expect. So what I'm going to do now is to turn on a simulated background noise so you can hear a difference. So now there's a simulated background noise playing in the background, and this is the call quality that you can expect from this speaker. So what do you think of the call quality? Let me know in the comment section down below. So latency here is good as well and does have pretty solid latency control in Bluetooth mode, so you don't get a terrible delay when using this speaker for games like PUBG. And if you're serious about gaming, you're mostly going to use this speaker through the USB mode, so that wouldn't be much of a problem. But for this test, we'll test the latency for you in Bluetooth mode, so let's take a look at the latency performance of this speaker. So overall, a decent gaming oriented speaker from Edifier, and I'm curious that these are not branded under the Hecate branding. I would be a little reserved with the bass lacking sound quality, especially on a gaming oriented speaker, and also the build quality. So will you get this speaker for your desk setup? I love to hear it from you. So that is it for this review. If you find this video helpful, smash that thumbs up button, share this video everywhere, and if you haven't yet subscribed, do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.